If you grew up after the 2000s, there's a whole mindset you've probably felt, but never really understood. The mindset of people who were kids in the 1970s. On the surface, it just looks like tough old school people. But underneath, there's a very specific psychology built from silence, danger, freedom, and a childhood that would probably get someone reported to child services today. Back then, where are you? It was not a question parents asked every 10 minutes. You left the house in the morning with a bike, a couple of friends, maybe a few coins, and that was it. No phone, no GPS, no constant check-ins. You just knew one rule: be back before it's dark. And even that rule was flexible. Growing up like this did something to their brain. It gave them a kind of unconscious confidence. If something happens, I'll handle it. You got lost, you figured out directions. Your tire burst, you learned to fix it. You fell, you got up. There was no share location, no call me if you need anything. The safety net was you. That I'll figure it out voice is still living in them today, at work, in relationships, in crisis. Even when they have absolutely no idea what they're doing, they start moving anyway because that's how they've always survived. But to really understand the 70s mind, you have to look at who raised them. Most of their parents either lived through World War II or grew up in the shadow of it. These were people who understood real fear, real shortages, real sacrifice. They'd seen things they never talked about. They weren't big on emotional speeches, long apologies, or "How are you feeling today?" They coped by working, enduring, moving forward. That quiet, heavy strength didn't need to be taught. It was absorbed. Kids of the 70s watched their parents go to work sick, tired, stressed, without announcing it, without posting it, without calling themselves warriors online. They helped at home because that's what you did. You fixed what broke. You patched what tore. If money was tight, you didn't replace things. You stretched them. Responsibility wasn't a motivational quote. It was air. The world around them demanded a backbone. Neighbors helped each other, but nobody filmed it for likes. Adults carried massive pressure but kept moving. Kids watched all of this. And whether they realized it or not, it wired their brain to see life as serious, but survivable. Problems, normal. Hard work, expected. Being reliable, not special, just who you're supposed to be. That's why so many people from the 70s feel older than their actual age. Not just in their body, but in their attitude. Their maturity didn't come from self-help books or motivational podcasts. It came from watching real life unfold right in front of them, unfiltered and unedited. They also got something unique. They became the bridge. They remember what it felt like to live with no internet, no screens, no constant noise. Boredom was real. Time was slow. If you wanted to talk to someone, you went to their house. If you liked someone, you told them face to face or wrote a letter. And then everything changed in front of their eyes. They stepped into adulthood just as the world turned digital. Computers, the internet, smartphones, social media. So now they exist in this strange in-between space. One foot in a slow, physical reality, one foot in a hyper-fast digital world that never shuts up. That's why talking to someone from that era often feels different. They're calmer, more grounded. They're not in a race to show off. They don't need to prove they're doing great with a constant stream of updates. Their confidence doesn't come from followers or views. It comes from what they've survived, what they've carried, and how early they learned to stand on their own feet. They are living proof of a simple rule. Real strength is rarely taught. It's forged. Now look at the generation born after the 2000s. These are kids who met the internet before they met their own street. Phones in their hands before they could properly spell. Notifications, messages, videos, group chats, trends. Every second, something is calling their attention. Their brain has been on high alert since childhood. They see more in one day, news, opinions, drama, comparison, than someone in the 70s might have seen in a week. They're incredibly smart, connected, creative, but also exhausted. Their mind rarely gets silence. Even rest usually means scrolling. Their nervous system never truly powers down. Social media gives them community and also pressure. Everyone's achievements are in their face all the time. They can't help but compare. They feel behind before they have even started. Their self-worth gets quietly tied to numbers on a screen, and that takes a toll, mentally, emotionally, physically. So you end up with two very different battlefields. One generation trained by danger, scarcity, and silence. Another trained by speed, information overload, and constant noise. Both had it hard, just in different currencies. Now I want to hear from you. Which world do you think was tougher to grow up in, and why? And tell me this in the comments. Are you from before 1980 or after it? If this shifted how you see your own generation or your parents, hit subscribe. We go deeper like this every day. Don't forget to like the video. It helps more people find messages like this.